With the 7th pick in the 2009 NBA Draft, the Golden State Warriors select
this year's MVP, Stephen Curry!
The Golden State Warriors are the 2015 NBA champions.
The unanimous MVP.
One of the great playoff runs of all time is complete. There's a new dynasty in the NBA. Back-to-back titles, 3 in 4 years, and the latest with a sweep. Curry holds the record. The emotions just pouring out. It might be his 4th, but it means so much.
MVP! MVP! MVP!
First draft is the head guy for the Warriors and has to be exciting and anxious and all of that.
The Warriors' previous drafts had kept missing. This is a franchise that passed on the likes of Kevin Garnett, Kobe Bryant, Dirk Nowitzki, and Amari Stoudemire. They just didn't do this part right.
The fans were great, but 17 out of 18 years hadn't made the playoffs.
There's always someone in the draft that's taken 10, 11, or 12 that no one anticipates of being, why did we take him?
That's right.
So it's just a matter of who you can get.
The hardest part of the job is projecting what young people are going to do.
He was always gassing Steph. Like, oh, you gotta watch this kid from Davidson. I'm like, man, you know stars coming out of Davidson?
Steph Curry did not want to be a Warrior. It was real clear. There was a sense that you could lose your career if you come to the Warriors.
Everybody keeps their eye on that one kind of golden egg, and there's so many guys that are great basketball players. Even though it is the Blake Griffin draft, I think a lot of people maybe overlook.
Some people will say this draft maybe doesn't have quite the zip that some of them have had. You only have to get one guy.
We will look at who might be able to play right now. However, if there's a guy that's going to take some time and we could project him to be a star, you'd go with a star.
The Phoenix Suns, Golden State Warriors.
We were a team that looked like bad luck was around us everywhere. Well, we finally got some good luck.
Here we go. Try it again. Wrong room. There we go. I've never been here before. It's my first time. Hopefully I can get to know it a little better. If things work out the way I want it to.
First time in New York City.
There we go.
What's up, fellas? Draft's here.
How you doing?
Steph, you decided not to work out for Golden State, and they're pretty much telling people right now that they're going to pick you regardless. Are you cool with that?
Oh, yeah. I mean, scheduling conflicts didn't allow me to work out with them. It wasn't like I don't want to play for you guys kind of thing. And if they draft me tomorrow, I'm putting the hat on proudly, taking the jersey and going to work hard and make the most of my opportunity. That would be a great situation. Enjoying this whole experience, and now it's time to see my boy tomorrow. Now it's time to go get to this media and answer tons of questions. Mic'd up? All right, cool.
Do you have any plans, celebrations, things that you're going to be doing?
I got a lot of family here in New York, so I don't know what we're going to do. It's my dad's birthday today, so good gift for him, for me, to get drafted. Yes, sir. It's a long time coming. I'm ready. But I need some water. I ran out of answers. New York Knicks versus Minnesota Timberwolves. That's out of bounds.
You pushed me out of bounds.
I'm not trying to steal your show.
Draft day, the buzz is crazy. It seems like everyone's lying. It seems like all GMs are playing chess with each other.
Who's 2-3? Who's 2-3-4?
You've got a little bit of a spread after the 4th or 5th pick. It becomes very unclear.
The reality of it is setting in right now that I'm actually going to be a draft pick tonight, hopefully. And now I start playing the mind games of which team's going to get me, so we'll see what happens. I got a nice gray, tannish gray pinstripe suit here. I got the nice 3-piece actually. So if you can, I'll put the little vest on right here. So we got it, nice, classy, but also stylish look. And then the finishing touches, it's the purple pop tie with a little white dot. So hopefully turn some heads when I walk in the room this afternoon. So man, not many people know what my first name really is. It's Wardell. So I'm gonna try to keep that a secret. Let's cut that one out. Pop the collars. I like it. Got the fresh cut. Manly facial hair. I just grew that in recently.
Knock him dead.
Yes, sir. All right, I just officially got butterflies. I'm out of my element now. I don't know what to do with myself. This is crazy. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Pretty good. I'll be all right though, right?
Yeah.
What's going down?
Worst that could happen is you end up in the NBA, right?
That's true. This is great. Great way to put it.
Tell it up.
I'm hungry right now. I want food. Seen you before. About to practice walking up a couple times.
Rule of thumb about your first job, get to know your boss. Pat him on the back, take a picture with him, tell him how honored you are to be a part of his company. All the draftees here tonight, major photo op with NBA Commissioner David Stern.
Now I can eat.
New York City, home to some of the most famous sports teams in the country. Also home to the beginning of the reality of the dream. Fans arriving here at the Washington Theater inside Madison Square Garden for the NBA Draft. The big board where one by one the names will show up and the NBA careers of young men will begin. We're pretty sure the first name will be the National Player of the Year, Blake Griffin.
Part of the fun of any draft is debating who is going to be number one. Well, the debate ended when Blake Griffin said he was headed to the NBA.
The first pick of the 2009 NBA draft will be made by the Los Angeles Clippers, who have 5 minutes.
Let me think about it, Carolyn. All right, Blake Griffin.
The Clippers pick is now in. We will find out who goes number one. Here's the commissioner, David Stern.
With the first pick in the 2009 NBA draft, the Los Angeles Clippers select Blake Griffin. It's pretty cool to hear it, isn't it?
It is.
NBA Draft Day, one of the most exciting days of the year in the National Basketball Association. Behind me are all these tables and chairs and some televisions, and the media will come in and do their job today reporting on the NBA Draft.
Who should we avoid in the draft?
A guy you gotta wait 2 or 3 years. They don't need another one of those.
In 2009, the state of the Warriors was back in disarray. It had this we believe moment, and it felt like this was about to be a thing, right?
This is where we believe.
They had the pieces in place, and then next thing you know, 2 years later, it was over. It was like you're back at the bottom, and what felt like something that was brewing felt like a firecracker that never exploded.
Concerned about the Warriors' point guard situation. How do you see that playing out?
I think Monte has the opportunity to step up and be the player that he can be.
Now I'm standing right outside the Warriors war room, where later on this afternoon the Warriors will gather their entire basketball brain trust, Larry Riley, Don Nelson, coaches and scouts, and the Warriors pick at number 7 will become a certainty and a reality. Let's go take a look.
Got a call from Larry Riley, who was the general manager at the time. He said, look, I've got Stephen on our board as the second best player in this draft. We want to work him out, and we're gonna take him at 7. And I said, look, Larry, with all due respect, we don't like your team and your organization, and really wanted him in New York. And Larry was pretty clear. He said, look, Jeff, we don't need a workout. We don't need an interview. We don't need anything. I'm just telling you we're gonna take him.
They certainly discouraged us. And I finally did say to Jeff Austin before the draft, if he's available when we're picking, we're taking him.
Later on, it'll be filled in with all the phones, all the charts, a draft board will be set up. The Warriors will have all the tools at their fingertips that they will need to make an intelligent choice.
I'm Stephen Curry. You're watching the 2009 NBA Draft on ESPN.
Who do you think's been drafted?
Ooh, not the Clippers. Let's put it that way. That's all I got so far.
Come on, you gotta make your first shot.
We put a basketball in his crib right away, a little Nerf hoop.
Oops, shooting bricks, man.
His first birthday party, we had to lift him up to put it in the basket. And so when we did,
he turns around and he's like, "Are you clapping?" And so after that, all day long, all he wanted to do was put the ball in the basket and then turn around and watch us all clap for him.
Yeah.
He's like, "I like this attention. This is fun."
We started him out in the Reeboks. He's in the right shoe wear. We've got a couple balls floating around. He laughs a lot when I bounce him, so hopefully he'll pursue it too.
Hi, your body. This is crazy. You got to have your autograph. Sure?
What are you gonna be when you grow up?
A basketball player.
Boy, that's gonna take a lot of hard work and practice.
What's it take to be a great basketball player like you?
Well, you really gotta want it. You gotta taste it. You gotta be able to smell it. I mean, you really gotta be hungry for it.
Now you're cooking, Dad. Smooth as a milkshake. Chocolate.
How great is your dad?
Great. Very cool.
Always wanted to be around me, my teammates, practice, games, whenever he could be a part of anything, he was there.
Stephen, very proud of Papa, rightly so.
For every home game, every pregame, after I do my workout, we would play one-on-one. He definitely had the itch for playing. He always wanted to get on the court.
Muggsy being 5'3", the little guy, and Steph was always the littlest guy on his team as well. So got drawn to Muggsy right away.
Davidson looking for the lead. We're in the final minute. Curry got it! Here's Curry. Quick release for three. Left side. Ring it up for Stephen Curry.
It's my time. Is Stephen Curry's time with the New York Knicks? A match made in heaven. From the moment Stephen Curry declared, the world had him pointed toward the New York Knicks, but they have to be able to get him with that 8th overall pick. How likely is that to happen?
Well, a lot of projections have Stephen Curry going by the 6th pick, currently occupied by the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Memphis had the number 2 pick, and Dell was very close with the personnel division there. He called Dell and said, "Listen, we will take Stephen at the number 2 pick, but he's got to come down and work out for the owner. But I believe he's the 2nd best player in this draft behind Blake Griffin, but we need a workout." And Stephen and Dell and myself, we talked about the pros and cons of Memphis with the roster, and whatever reason we decided that Memphis was not a place we wanted him to go. And they were very clear that if he didn't work out there, they would not draft him.
The pick is now in. Here's the commissioner again, David Stern.
With the 2nd pick in the 2009 NBA draft, the Memphis Grizzlies select Hashim Thabit from Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, and the University of Connecticut.
Draft night. Settle in and watch with us as the pieces of the puzzle are revealed.
He was frail, skinny, baby-faced, very immature body-wise, and what seemed to be not very strong, and on the short side.
Good job, good job.
The only hesitation was what he looked like, the eye test.
Stephen. Good thing. He hasn't hit puberty yet. I asked the doctor, I'm starting to get worried.
All he ever wanted to do was play at Virginia Tech. His dad has got his number retired there.
He was an outstanding high school basketball player. But he wasn't thought of among the top 50 players in the country. His dad was, but his dad was bigger.
They had no interest in him whatsoever as a scholarship player.
The best they could do was say they would let him walk on, and no other school offered him a scholarship until Davidson finally came along.
At guard, number 20, a senior, Stephen Curry.
One of the first workouts that we had right here on this court, I was overwhelmed. Yes, he had the character, yes, he had the shooting, yes, he had the hand-eye, but his instincts, his basketball IQ just jumped out at me. And the fact that we graduated 7 seniors, so there was an opening for a spot on the starting team, we felt we had a lot to offer him. only after 2-3 weeks of individual workouts. I said to our fans, Steph Curry is going to be one of the greats in the history of Davidson.
Coach McKillop told us, you're going to have an NBA player on your hands. And we're like, what?
I want to play. I want to. Can I play? I want to. Me?
I don't know.
Just yes.
Ronnie, freshman, 18 years old, in Davidson, North Carolina. Yes, he was small. Yes, he looked like he was 12 years old. However, you could see that he had the potential to be great. Very quickly, we all found out he was going to be our best player, even though he was a freshman.
You're open. Shoot it.
Number 3 is where it gets like, okay, who's going to go?
With the 3rd pick in the 2009 NBA draft, the Oklahoma City Thunder select James Harden of Arizona State University.
Maybe a bit of a surprise, but they considered him the most polished player in the draft.
Okay, it's a good pick.
Gotta get as strong as possible. We got a couple of chores to take care of.
When he was saying Davidson, I was like, really? Like, it's 2 exits away. You're going to be too close to home. And I didn't really know anything about Davidson.
I actually have to take care of putting in the dishes in the dishwasher. My dad, he's got the dog. We got my sister, freshman in high school. She's a volleyball star right now.
And when I just saw Coach McKillop and how he related to the players, how hard they were working in open gym.
Every cut, short. Every catch, 2 hands.
I was like, oh my gosh, like, this is where he needs to be.
Our first individual workouts, it was the hour before I was, and his alarm wouldn't stop going off. I woke him up and I was like, your workout starts now. I've never seen him move so fast.
Steph showed up I think a minute late and tried to seamlessly sneak into the drill. And I think coach let him go for a minute or 2 and then just threw him out for being late, because you can't be late, obviously.
And he had to sit and watch, and I don't think he ever cut it close again.
As much attention as he got, that was always balanced with how humble he was and how much he cared about his teammates, and went out of his way to show that. Frank Benizzi was sick, and we would just go to the supermarket and bring a bunch of groceries. And that's the type of guy Steph was and is just always looking out for people and always not only doing stuff, but wanting people to know that he cares.
The pick is in. 4th pick for the Sacramento Kings. Here's Commissioner David Stern.
Number 4, Steph just had his workout 2 days ago with the Kings.
Sacramento called late this week and had this weekend open to come out. It's a cross-country trip, so I'm glad I got good worked out.
With the 4th pick in the 2009 NBA draft.
Maybe it's the Kings?
Does that indicate anything about your interest in the Kings and the Knicks, that you would come all the way out here and you wouldn't come out here for Golden State and you wouldn't come out for some of the other teams?
I mean, definitely, you gotta look at the roster and where you fit in, with the schedule or with the roster that they have. You don't want to disappear as soon as you get drafted and get swallowed up in the system. So you want to go somewhere where that fits your style of play and somewhere where you can thrive.
The Sacramento Kings select Tyreke Evans from the University of Memphis.
It means we'll get closer to New York. That's what that means.
And there is a lot of reason to believe that Tyreke Evans, if not now, will be the best of all these point guards in 3 years.
Stephen Curry was a scoring machine in 3 years at Davidson. The 6'3" junior averaged almost 29 points this past season, became a consensus All-American. He finished his career 4th all-time in three-pointers.
Curry deep.
Sophomore year, we ran through the conference season undefeated.
Welcome back to the NCAA tournament.
We took the nation by storm.
Still taking on ball.
The first tournament win since '69.
This kid's amazing. Curry on the jump shot.
Here he is. Can he hit this one? And one. Davidson back to the 2. With a
Talk about David and Goliath. I submit to you, Davidson College to the Sweet 16. That's Dell's kid.
For all those years, the boys were Dell's kids. That's Dell's son. Dell became Steph's dad. I mean, it happened like that.
Davidson darlings. Everybody knows about them. How has life changed for you? I mean, all this fame, all this national notoriety.
Things have changed a little bit.
Steph took off like a supernova and eclipsed everything.
First of all, Stephen, thanks for being here. Congratulations. You must be on such a high right now.
This has been the greatest 3 weeks of my life.
He was named the most outstanding player from the Midwest region. You're a remarkable young man. Everybody tells you that.
The trustees at Davidson actually rented buses and shuttled our entire student body up to Detroit, put them in hotels, so we had a fan base.
The regional semifinals in Detroit, Ford Field. And here we go, Davidson controlling.
We just took it to him all night long.
Curry lets it go again. It goes. Oh, that's a we got a star in the Motor City. So many people are mad at you for ruining their NCAA pool.
If anybody's out there, I'm sorry about that.
A 1 versus a 10 here in Detroit.
The Kansas game was one that brings back such joyful memories, but such sad memories. We fought, we emptied our tank.
Puts it on the floor, to the bucket, left hand score! And he's really starting to get loose now.
That game haunted us for a long, long time.
Curry lets it go, and buries it! 54 seconds of play, timeout! Steph Curry will not let Davidson die. Collins, 3 to shoot, lets it go! Off the front rim, no! And with 16.8 to go, Davidson with life. In big moments, the stars have to step up. That young man. Here's Curry. He may not give this up. Pick and roll. Curry, 6 to go. Frees himself. Curry, 4 to go. Pumps, kicks it out. Richard! And it's over.
With the 5th pick in the 2009 NBA draft.
Everybody knows the story. They had 2 picks back-to-back, and they had a point guard need.
They need a point guard, and they have 2 picks.
I remember being in the draft room. I remember everyone being worried that he was going to be selected.
I don't think we ever envisioned we were going to get him.
He flips back to there because he's going there.
Could be. Could be.
Curry will learn his new team Thursday night.
Is he going to be strong enough against NBA defenders over the course of an 82-game schedule to get the ball in the operational area?
It's going to be more difficult against real-life NBA.
Yeah, baby.
If I'm Stephen Curry, instead of going 5th or 6th, I wouldn't mind falling to the 8th to the New York Knicks.
I'm with Stephen Curry, and Stephen, you told me yesterday that you would be happy to play anywhere, but in your heart of hearts, where would you like to get selected tonight?
I mean, to stay here in New York would be great just because of the system that they have, and Dan Turner's a great coach. Who wouldn't want to play here in New York?
Now, why do you think that you would be such a good fit here in New York with the Knicks?
Well, that's how I've played all my life, up and down, really be able to shoot the ball and put the ball in the basket. And he values defense too, so I can play that too. So just be able to have a lot of freedom of movement and be able to make plays.
There are a lot of rumors flying around out there, and right now we're just concerned with this draft and with picking a player that could fit in with us and help us actually win more games.
Now, yesterday you told me that you're hoping that the Knicks would make a move, maybe move up so that they could select you. At this point, what are the chances of that happening from what you're hearing?
I'm not sure. There's so many trade talks and rumors going around, so it's hard to keep up with. Right now, I'm just sitting back, just being real calm about it and seeing what happens.
All right, good luck to you tonight.
All right, thank you.
Stu?
The pick is in, at least for the 5th pick. Here's the commissioner, David Stern.
With the 5th pick in the 2009 NBA draft, the Minnesota Timberwolves select Ricky Rubio of El Masnou, Spain, and Juventud Badalona.
We're home free. We're home free. It's either here or here. Right. No problem.
There was a game coming up in Indianapolis
where they were going to play Purdue.
And we're ready to go in the capital city of the Hoosier State.
Purdue was one of those teams that would physically beat you up. That was before the hand-checking rules.
Curry leading the nation in scoring with 31.9 a game.
Good look by Curry, though, up the floor.
It was almost like the Purdue Boilermakers thought it was a football game.
Here's Stephen Curry again, pulling up a soft shot, and he is now 0 for 5 from the field.
And some of the people who would criticize Steph would say, I don't know if he can stand up to the physical play that goes on in the NBA.
Purdue continues to just pile it on here. Coach McCullough has no choice but to call a timeout.
I wanted to see that game because I thought it would bring some light to the situation.
Rotating the ball, Curry lets a long ball fly, and that's the marquee shot of Stephen Curry.
Steph didn't especially have a great game, but what he did was answered the questions in my mind.
Well, his coach, Bob McKillop, says he's a lot better player than he was last March when he was only sensational.
His head was up, he saw the floor, he had great vision.
Again, nice look, very nice look outside by Curry to start that off.
And he took the punishment that Purdue dished out to him. I never went back to see him play again. That was the moment where I made a decision in my mind that he was a player that would really be quite valuable to us.
He's a tremendous kid. Del and Sonia, his parents, done a great job raising him, very centered, very humble, in spite of all the attention that he's gotten in the last year.
In spite of the fact that they lost, and he didn't play particularly well.
Curry. Most days those go down for him. Today they're rolling off.
I walked out of that arena that day and thought, if there's any way that we can draft him, he is our guy.
Stephen Curry said the other day that he is 50-50 on going pro. Let's see if we can get him to tip us off to his plans exclusively on PTI.
Yeah.
Okay, Steph, smile if you're going pro.
See, now you got me all confused.
Good. That's very good. All right, you said 50-50 the other day. How about today? Are you 51-49? Are you 57-43? Where are you today?
You could throw any number out right now. I haven't had a lot of time to think about it. I'm going to talk to my parents this weekend and get all the information I need to make the decision, and then we'll go from there. So I guess you could say 53-47, me coming back.
The week before he declared, he wrote me an email, and he just like, this is where my head's at. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. He talked about how much Davidson meant to him. Like literally just having like relationships with the guy who like makes our omelets in the morning, and 95% of people live on campus. So you see everybody all the time, you actually get to know people. You could tell that it was really weighing on him.
It was abundantly clear he should go to the NBA, right? Like, how many people coming out of Davidson have that type of opportunity? How many people anywhere in college basketball have that type of opportunity?
He came to my office about 9 o'clock that morning, says, I'm not sure yet. Went over to the dining facility on campus and ate an omelet with his teammate, Steven Rossiter.
3 eggs sunny side up. No one knew what his decision was gonna be. And we were walking over to breakfast, and he told me that he was gonna leave. And even if you go look at his actual press conference, you could tell he looks kind of like heavy and like emotional and some tears and stuff.
Breaking news here on SportsCenter just moments ago, the nation's leading scorer, Stephen Curry, announcing his decision to forego his senior season, and he will declare for the NBA draft.
He's not usually a nervous person, and like hands shaking nervous before that press conference.
I've heard anywhere from 7 to 20, and workouts that I'll do in the next month could move me up. So anywhere in that range, and I have an opportunity to improve my stock with the workouts I have to do in the coming weeks.
Doug, did Curry make the right decision?
Where does he go? I mean, you have Brandon Jennings, who frankly has far more talent and upside. Jeff Teague, Johnny Flynn, Ty Lawson, even Drew Holiday at UCLA are seen as guys with more upside. And there's just this sense that he's not the big-time athlete. Right now, his name value is carrying him a little bit more than the actual efficiency on the basketball floor. So it's going to be interesting to see where he pans out.
Got 2 months down in D.C. prepping the young guys for the draft. Stephen Curry from Davidson.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. Now going behind the back, now behind the back.
Today was like a full court situation, dribble efficiency, teaching the guys to take the court and make it smaller in their head and make sure that they do it at a certain game speed.
Come on, Steph. How good do you want to be, man? Come on. It's all you good. It's all on you, man. Come on.
There's a ball handling drill that's used to sort of mimic the madness that you find in the game.
Don't bend over. You're fine. Steph, you're good. Sit up. You're good. You're good, man. You're good. You're good. Regular people do regular things. You're not regular. Come on.
It's tough to do when you're tired, but you know, right when after you finish that drill, you're done. So it pushes you to get through it and be mentally tough.
Extension, 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 extension. Excellent. That's the best you've done. Excellent. Go.
I don't go out trying to prove people wrong. I hear a lot of criticism by doubters, but it fuels me inside, but you won't know it by the way I play.
You want to be good, Steph? You want to be good, right? Come on. Full speed, man. Come on, full speed. That's it. That's how you finish. Good job. Good job.
And I think there might be a little bit of a chip on his shoulder because people want to focus on what he can't do rather than what he can do. So in many ways, maybe that's also part of his motivation.
It is a job interview. And just like a kid that graduates from business school, it's important for these guys to come in and be at the top of their game.
5, 6, 7, 9, and 10. It's down on that end.
This is my first real action. I haven't worked out with any teams yet. It's kind of overwhelming, you know, with all the interviews we have to do and, you know, the amount of people that are here to watch you play for a short amount of time. It's just like any other game. You get butterflies before. Once you touch the ball, put the jersey on, it kind of goes out the door and you just do what you've been doing your whole life. They know you can score, they know you can, you know, jump, play defense, but if you can do the details, the little things, then that'll increase the stock even more.
I think he's in pretty good shape. I think that people are really starting to warm up to his feel for the game, his skill level, his pedigree. I think he came out here today, did a really nice job. His shot is gorgeous. So I think that he's in very good shape for this draft.
You want to see them up close physically. Are they really 6'3" or are they 6'1"? You know, the stats from college are not always accurate.
Some people will say this draft maybe doesn't have quite the zip that some of them have had. You only have to get one guy in the first round. So if you get your one guy, it's a good draft.
With the vertical jump, you get 2 tries. If you improve on the second, you get a 3rd.
The amount of people that are here to watch you play for a short amount of time. See him on TV, you see him in the business suits, and to see him, you know, take an interest in your game and what you can offer their team is special.
Start with your toe behind the red line. You're going to sprint to the first cone. You're going to slide to the right. You're going to back pedal to this cone. Slide to the left. Put your foot past the red line. If you touch any of the cones, start again. You get 2 shots at it. Take your best score. Good luck.
Get out here in front of these coaches and this kind of pressure, it was fun.
Let's go. There we go. Field.
My wife brought him to a game. I was with Cleveland. He was 2 weeks old. He was asleep all the way to the game. Got in the arena. He opened his eyes, stayed awake the entire game. Game was over. He goes back to sleep. And she told me that after the game. I'm like, I got a player, man.
I remember every game I went to, and me and my brother going up to the practice gym to shoot before games, and then watching the game.
The game starts, they might come down and watch a little bit. Halftime, they're back up playing, and security people knew him. They just had to run to the gym.
I think his father taught him a lot about shooting because he was one of the greatest shooters the NBA's seen as well.
I want to know how your release got so quick.
Because I wasn't quick, couldn't jump, so I had to get it off best way I could, the fastest way I could, wherever it was. Just practicing.
There's a YMCA league starting up next week. You gonna join?
First time you go to the hole, they're gonna put you on your back. They're gonna see if you're gonna cry or get up and run back.
What are they gonna do when I size them up?
You Steph Curry's son, you ain't your daddy.
He's, you know, well known across the nation for what he's done in his career. It's gonna be hard to top that. I mean, I'm gonna work hard and I'm gonna try to, do my best. So.
He's been nice to his old man. He says everywhere he goes, Neil Curry's your dad. Now it's everywhere I go, Steph Curry, you're Steph Curry's dad. That changed quickly. It's a great job to have. Enjoy every minute of it because it goes by so fast. I think they're so young, and they each have a ceiling that could go pretty high. The worst decisions to me are knee-jerk reactions. We're not going to get into something that we haven't had a chance to evaluate.
What pick you got?
7. It's a great number. It's a great number. I don't know if it's a great pick. A draft pick is an asset. You're focusing on next year and 5 years down the road at the same time. We could use a point guard, there's no question about that. Well, I've said it before, we could use some beef. We have a lot of guys who are long and thin, but we don't have a lot of muscled up types of guys. Smaller version of Samuel Dallenberg. It wouldn't be a bad thing if a guy happened to be a senior in college. We have the youngest roster in the league from top to bottom. So it doesn't bother me to draft a guy who's a senior in college if I like him and he happens to be 22 years old. That actually might be a plus.
Any nerves coming in?
Definitely. I mean, I've been working out in DC since school was out. That's the first 2 drills are over, then I can let loose. Kind of like the first 4 minutes exciting.
How many guys going through this process do you know that had to work out in front of their dad?
I don't think not many.
Your measurables were better than people anticipated?
For the combine, a lot of the critique on my game is physical. I kind of proved that I can compete with the other guys in this draft up there in Chicago. So now it's just a matter of getting on the floor and showing that as well. You can do all the tests it's the one, but if you can't do it on the floor, then there's no points.
The idea is Nellie and I need to know what we're dealing with when we pick a guy. Am I going to have some nights when I'm not going to sleep? Already had a few. That's part of the deal.
For these GMs and player personnel, people like for the coaches, you're trying to turn a team around, you got to know what you're getting.
June 25 is a big day for us. We can help our team, there's no question about it.
Here's the commissioner, David Stern.
Minnesota called me. They called me and said, hey, does Steph want to come here? And I said, please don't. No, he does not.
We thank Minnesota every day for that.
With the 6th pick in the 2009 NBA draft, the Minnesota Timberwolves select Johnny Flynn from College.
Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. 2 point guards before Steph.
That did it. There we go. Stephen Curry. Yeah. She's making it suspenseful.
Why not now? We wasted 2 minutes. Enough talking about them. We're talking about I think programmatically they don't want it now.
They got it?
All right. This is crazy.
Golden State is on the clock with the number 7 pick.
Who else is Golden State's point guard?
The Knicks were celebrating that they were going to get Stephen, despite the fact that I had told them emphatically. Larry's not joking. And also Donnie Nelson had called Dell and said, we're going to take him.
Donnie Nelson called me even while I was in New York draft night and asked me about that. And I said, truthfully, we want him in New York.
First met Steph was 6 or 7 years old, or maybe even 5, I can't remember, just a little toddler. I coached an all-star game.
From the Golden State Warriors, Don Nelson.
That's the game that Magic Johnson came back. And Dell, his father, was at the game, brought his sons, and is the cutest kid you've ever seen. He had a great looking shot, just like his dad had. His dad had a perfect shot, and he must have taught his sons. Who would ever think that I would have drafted him?
Congratulations.
We got our guy. Yep. Oh, hey, yeah. Minnesota picked 2 point guards right in front of us. I had gotten word the day before the draft that that's what they were going to do. And you never know how valid everything is. But I had a source that was connected there, and I felt awfully good about it. But I didn't sleep well. And you never know until it really happens. We got our guy. All right. Okay. Okay. All right. Raymond.
I can help. Congratulations.
Thanks for coming by, man. Thanks for your help.
Commissioner David Stern has the card for a team that used 27 different starting lineups. With the 7th pick in the 2009 NBA Draft, the Golden State Warriors select Stephen Curry from Davidson College.
That is it.
Stephen Curry. I'm like, what? I'm looking around. I'm looking at everybody else. When everyone gets picked, everyone's family stands up and they're like getting really excited. They announced Steph to the Warriors, and I think everyone kind of was shocked and just kind of looked at each other, looked around a little bit.
And I was like, where are they taking my child? I don't even know where Golden State is. I was really in shock there for a minute. And then I'm like, okay, he got drafted. He's 7, yay, and he hugs, and we're doing all this stuff. But in my mind, I'm like, what just happened?
I didn't realize that there were so many fans who dislike the Golden State Warriors so much. Actually, the reaction says it all. Nothing against Golden State, but these Knicks fans wanted Stephen Curry.
New York people are not happy. We had him rated as the 2nd best player in that draft. And I said, he's going to set out to prove me wrong. And he did.
Golden State.
Steph, you got the team you wanted, right?
Yes, yeah. I mean, any team that drafts you, you got to be the one that wants you. So it's the style that that I'm used to, going up and down, and I'm excited. That's all I can say right now. I'm excited.
What kind of advice have you given him about what to expect, challenges and otherwise, in the NBA?
Well, not a lot of. The league's different than when I played. I think he'll face a lot of challenges, and then I'll be able to guide him through those challenges and adversities. So that's how I help him the most.
Thank you very much. Congratulations and happy birthday. Mark Jones, over to you. Woo-wee.
Yeah, big day for the Curry family. And Steph, you told me you had a chance to speak with your father. What part of the advice that he's given you along your journey to the NBA do you appreciate the most?
I mean, this is the best job in the world. I think growing up, he taught me how to do things the right way, and I can carry what I've learned growing up.
It's about 20 after 8. Have you gotten him a birthday present yet? It's not midnight yet. It's
I've been a little busy. I'm still working on that. We got a little connection where anything I get him, we fine.
All right. Well, I think he's proud of you anyway.
Yes, sir.
All right. Congratulations, Stu. Back to you.
Thanks a lot, guys. Stephen Curry writes scripture on his shoes before every game. And these fans here are hoping that his next game would have been as a New York Knicks.
What makes him special? Well, you mentioned that he's an unbelievable shooter, and he's got great range. You know, if you cut him off at 23 feet.
Hey, Jeff. Yeah, hey, can you have Steph call me when you get done, or can you give me a number?
Let me see logo.
I'm trying to find it.
Hey, make it easy. There we go. Dell, if you put a hand up on the ball as well. There we go. Excellent. Hang on.
All right, Steph. Come on, yep.
Hey-oh.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Dell. Happy birthday to you.
We're going to fly him out tomorrow morning, and then we'll have a press conference tomorrow afternoon about 2 o'clock, and he can spend the night and then go wherever he wants to go on Saturday.
Well, it's been a long, long day. You know, highly anticipated event, and now I'm finally a Golden State Warrior. So I hope you all enjoyed the ride, and now I'm going to go celebrate. See y'all later.
Thanks, man. Good luck.
I'm just happy as can be. I hope he shoots the ball as quick as you did. He almost does, so he may even get quicker with the release. We really think he's a point guard. We think he's a 1-2, not necessarily a 2-1, and a lot of people have got him that way. So, but I'm just, boy, we're happy as can be right here. Yeah. When can I talk to him? I've got to go do a TV spot here in about 5 or 10 minutes. Can you text me his number and let me get a hold of him later here this evening?
Tim Roy with Larry Riley. Of course, moments ago with the 7th pick, the Warriors take Stephen Curry from Davidson. Were you surprised that he was there? He had been touted in a lot of mock drafts going in the top 5.
Yeah, early on, we thought that was about where he belonged, but then as the draft went on, it seemed like he kept climbing and everybody kept talking about him. It didn't look like it would be, but then today, and even late yesterday, we began to look at some things and piece some things together, and it looked like he might be there, and it turned out that he was. We're going to fly him out tomorrow morning, and then we'll have a press conference tomorrow afternoon about 2 o'clock, and he can spend the night and then go wherever he wants to go on Saturday. He also passes, and with good accuracy. He can make a long pass, he can make a short pass, he can run a screen and roll, and he can make shots.
Pretty happy?
Oh yeah, very happy. It's a good day for the Warriors.
Testing. I'd like to welcome everyone to our press conference this afternoon. We'll introduce the newest member of the Golden State Warriors, Stephen Curry. We will begin the proceedings today with a few opening statements from Warriors General Manager Larry Riley, who is seated on the dais to your left, followed by a few opening comments from Stephen, who is seated on the dais to your right.
Thank you for coming out today. It's a great day for the Warriors. We're just proud as can be that we're able to have a young man like Steph join our organization. He's going to do a lot of good things for us.
Definitely very excited to be here. It's a dream come true for me, just to be drafted in the NBA, and the fan support is just awesome here. So I'll come in ready to work, ready to get better, and hopefully take my game to the next level. So just definitely happy to be here.
First press conference, kind of nice, isn't it?
It is pretty cool. It's all setting in, and this is actually happening now. Now we can move on to playing basketball.
Look at this move by Steph Curry. Whoa! From the other county, and Kobe slaps him on the behind. He comes out left wing, behind the back, an ankle breaker on Chris Paul! Curry splits the defense behind the back, fires a three. Oh, he puts it in! That could be the greatest move I've ever seen. No, I'm being serious. Steph, again! Curry for three, yes sir! Curry for the lead. Go! Offensive rebound, Curry again! And Curry hits a three! Stephen Curry with some magic! Oh my goodness! Reverse layup is good, and a foul. Curry way downtown, bang! Bang! Oh, what a shot from Curry!
Steph Curry putting on a show.
Curry's gonna have to put it up, launches it up, shot clock. Oh, he knocks it down! Behind the back, step out, takes a three. He's got another one! Stephen Curry!
17 points in overtime tells the fans, I am back.
Strip to the ball.
Oh, no! Oh, no!
Draymond finds him another three. Got it! 62! Here's Curry for the record. It's good! There it is! The all-time three-point king in the NBA! Threes. Oh, what a shot! He is ruthless. Curry, long three-pointer. It's good! And the foul! Curry a long three. It's good! Steph Curry from way downtown!
We're witnessing greatness.
Three-pointer, puts it in! A 50-point Game 7 for Steph Curry. Dance, he'll throw up a shot. Oh, my goodness, that should not have happened! Over to Curry, catch and shoot three, got it!